Welcome back to part 2 of 2. Part 1 was about cake stands, cheese boards, round chopping boards. I'll put a link to it below. Part 2 is about shot glass holders. And this is going to be predominantly CNC work. So if CNC is not your thing, thanks for dropping by. See you later. But if it is, stick around. So, shot glass holders. Surprisingly popular. Shots aren't my kind of thing. I prefer longer drink, but lots of people, obviously, thankfully, like a little shot or something. Get the evening going, get the smiles on people's faces, I suppose. So I buy these little packs of 6 off of Amazon. I'll put all the links below, including links to the CNC files that you can download. So this is the design that I'm going to make. First off, going to be 2 different ones, got 2 different sizes. So this first one's handle at each end, 6 shot glasses in the middle, really simple. I won't bore you with how I drew it because it's so straightforward. A rectangle with rounded corners, 6 holes for the glasses and 2 holes for the handles. So I can run them all out on the CNC. I need to regularise the sizes down to 180mm wide and over 370mm long, so I can get the patterns lined up centrally on each shot glass holder. But as soon as the first one comes off the CNC, I can start sanding while the next one's cutting. So brilliant use of equipment and time. So first job is to trim out the blanks so it's easier for me to clamp them on the CNC bed. Incidentally, if you're wondering about the fence that I've got on my chop saw, it's a prototype removable zero clearance insert fence. I've nearly finished designing it, but it's not quite ready to go into production for sale yet, but I'll be doing a video about it very soon. So this is my little CNC setup. It's an ooze nest work beam. And as you can see, I use the match fit DoveTail clamps to clamp my workpieces in place, and I clamp them up against the fixed fence that you can see. So many different clamping approaches. This has its benefits and its downsides. So far it's not let me down. Famous last words. We've got a 6mm spiral bit loaded into the router or spindle. So here's the first piece out of the CNC, and I've made a bit of a boo-boo on the depth. Look, I've just not come quite through enough to make it really easy to see where the tabs are, but with a little bit of thumbnail I can get those pieces out the way, and then I can use my multi-tool to cut the tabs and free these pieces. You definitely don't need a multi-tool to do this. Could have easily done it with a chisel, and you absolutely don't need to go to the expense of a Festool multi-tool. But as I've got it, I'm going to use it. a quick buzz round on the router table with a bearing guided template bit to get rid of the tabs. And then I'm going to use the spindle sander just to get the inside of the glass holder holes and the handles nice and smooth. The next thing I want to do is to put a tiny little edge breaker on the top for that glass. I don't want to put too much of a round over there, or it's going to allow the glass to go through more, and I don't want it touching the bottom. The little legs, look, keep the glasses off of the top so that when you drop it down on your table or countertop, the glasses don't pop out. So for that, I've got a little 1.2mm round over bit that I'll go around here with, but on the handle bit and the edge, the outside edge, I'll use a bigger round over bit, probably a 3.2, that'll make this handle feel a bit more comfortable in the hand. On these little feet, the legs, I'm just going to again break the edge on this bottom bit. I don't want to do it on the top because I want maximum glue area. Now a little hand sanding just to make sure it's all lovely and smooth before a wee damping. To swell the grain and make sure the grain doesn't swell when I put the finish on. I know it's only a little shot glass holder, but I think it's worth the extra effort. So that's the double handle shot glass holders done. Now for the thinner boards, these are going to be a little different. Single handle, so as you can see from the drawing, more akin to a waiter serving board, but hopefully they'll be as attractive to the prospective customer. These are going to hold 4 glasses, and as I say, a much smaller board. So I've regularized all of these down to 130mm wide and minimum 450 long. Some are a little bit longer. So let's get them on the CNC and cut these out. I'm going to take exactly the same approach with these as I did with the other ones. I'll cut the tabs off with the multi-tool, trim them flat on the router table with the bearing guided flush trim bit, sand them on the spindle sander. And then a small 1.2mm round over around the shot glass holes, and a larger 3.2mm round over around the outside. Sand to 180, damping, re-sand to 180, and we're ready for the finish. When I was hand sanding the other shot glass holders, I was trying to think of a better way to do it, a more efficient way. And this seems to be a far more efficient way. So I've got two base savers, they're called, from Festool. They're just a soft pad that you can stick on the bottom, interface pad. And in conjunction with this Mirka sandpaper, it allows me to get right on that corner without damaging it, without ruining the round over, and do a far better job in a far shorter period of time. And finally, the finish. And once again, I'm going to be using my current favourite for anything that's going to be in the kitchen anyway, which is the mineral oil and beeswax solution that I mentioned in part 1, because easy to apply. You can't put too much on, because the board will only take, or the wood will only take as much as it wants, and the rest will sit on the surface, and you can just wipe it off. Easy to reapply for the customer if they want to restore the sheen if it's gone dull, reseal it. So perfect all round really for this application. And apart from all that, it makes the grain pop beautifully. Look, as mentioned in the previous video, a veritable swathe of colour. Gorgeous. Well, I think that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ta-ra.